Hello, good morning. Buenos dias. Hello, everybody. Happy 2025. Wow, can you believe that? It feels like 2020 was like just a few years ago. Uh, that's so wild to me that it's 2025. Hello to everybody who is here in the chat. Angie, Dr. O, Diane. Hey, y'all. If you happen to be watching this on the replay, I'm glad you came. I hope you're going to be joining the challenge. That's what we're here to talk about today. Um, in case you are new or YouTube just served this video up to you and you're like, what is going on here? My name is Adelia Aborashade. Actually says it right there. Um, and this is my channel where we talk about money because that's what I do. I help women master their finances so that they can live a life that they love. Um, on this channel, we also talk about travel and about living abroad. I am coming to you from my home in Mexico City. I ended 2024 out in the deep north in Alaska. I'm so happy to be home where it is warm. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about the No Spend Challenge that we are doing starting this Sunday, January 5th. Um, Ideally, we would be doing this for a month, but if you want to stretch it out and make it a no spend quarter, a no spend year, that is perfectly acceptable. Um, how this all works is that, well, okay, we're not going to start with that. Let's first of all, let's start with why do this challenge and why do it now? Um, First of all, the new year, January, this is the time naturally when people are thinking about like the life they want to lead versus the life they've been leading. And so everybody is thinking about how they can do things differently, how they can do things better. And so that makes January a good month for this. But also, you probably spent a lot of November and December giving your wallet a workout. And your wallet could use a break. Um, Also, one of the things I like about doing a no spin challenge is it sort of quiets the noise, particularly if you've decided that this is one of those years that, or this is the year that you are really going to take control of your financial situation and get more intentional. It's often it's hard to do that, to sort through like what are my good practices, what are my bad practices in the midst of, oh, I'm still out here spending money. And then you could also want to do this because you're trying to spend less money. Um, this another thing that I like about January, and I'll make a separate video about this. For those of you that use credit cards in January, they give you that year in review, and so you can see where your money went the previous year. Always find that super enlightening. Um, so that's why we're doing this challenge now. Why should you participate? Um, if you want to be intentional about your finances, this is a great way to start that. Because to me, a lot of people focus so much on like how much money they make. And I'm here to tell you, as somebody who spent nearly 20 years as a public school teacher making very little money, it's not, I'm not going to say it's not about how much money you make, but how much money you make is far less important than what you do with the money you do make. And doing this challenge, the insights that you will get about how you typically spend money, what emotions and feelings you have about how you spend money, the insights you get from that, it's gonna change your whole relationship with money. And that's, I think, the best reason to do this challenge. Yes, we could all stand to save a little money, but really understanding, and for some of us, changing the relationship that we have with our money. I think that's the value in participating in this challenge. Um, I guarantee you this: if you follow through with the challenge for the whole month, but again, you are welcome to extend it beyond that. Um, I think it is going to be so much easier for you to be intentional with your money, particularly if you are starting to feel some kind of way about the kind of consumer you have been and you want to be a better consumer, maybe consume less or consume more consciously. I think this challenge will go a long way in helping that. So, how is this going to work? Um, that's really up to you. The basic premise is that for the duration of the challenge, which I have set nominally at 30 days, at a month, you would not spend money, or you could make this a low spend month. That is your choice because we're all on different journeys. We all have different paths. There's Chanel. I saw your comment. This is my first low spend month because I'm not sure if it's feasible for me not to spend any money. Exactly. So, um, a low spend or a no spend month is just that. Either the goal is to spend no money or to spend less money. And you decide the rules. If your goal is to have a low spend and you know that you have been spending, I don't know, 8 grand a month, and when I say spending, we're not talking about like rent, you know, we're talking about the other things other than like having a place to live, having a vehicle. Um, but if you were in Target, you caught all the Black Friday sales and all of that. Um, and you want to spend less, you want to regain some control, you could choose a number and say, my goal is not to spend more than X amount of money for the entire month. That's one way you could do it. You could set spending caps in certain categories. That could be another way to do it. I am going for a no spend month. And I know it sounds like, how can you get through a month without spending money? Again, you make the rules. My rule is I don't spend money on non necessities when I'm doing a no spend challenge. So, food is a necessity, rent is a necessity. My utilities are necessities. Now, new fabric, new sewing patterns, are those necessities? Are those things I need to stay alive? I might feel like it, but technically, no. So I wouldn't buy any of those things. I could choose not to spend any money on entertainment. I'm very lucky. I live in a city where there's tons of stuff to do for free. Um, and so I could easily not spend any money on entertainment beyond what I'm already paying Netflix. So you need to think about, are there some problem areas that exist? Um, are there categories that you're like, okay, I have enough makeup, not buying any more makeup, particularly if you are somebody who has a stockpile. Like I was raised by somebody like that, where we never ran out of things because there was always a stockpile of toilet paper, paper towels, soap, like you name it. If that's how you've been living, do you really need to buy any more of those things for the month? So you can decide if it's a low spend, um, or a no spend month. But what I want you to do is to get very specific about your rules. If it is a no spend month, how much are you counting as low spend? Don't leave it open and say, oh, I just want to spend less than did last month. No, you setting yourself up. Pick a specific dollar amount that you have to stay below. If you are doing a no spend month, uh, identify and actually list out what are those categories that you are allowed to spend. And like, okay, yes, I can buy food. Now, does that mean I can spend ridiculous amounts of money on food? No. I probably am going to cap my food budget because I am personally somebody who does not like to cook. I'm not going to say no eating out. Again, I happen to live in a city where I can eat out, I can have a meal out for less than $3. But this is where you got to reflect on your own spending. And this might be a good time. Open up your bank app, open up your credit card app, and see how much did you spend last month? What can you do less than that? Okay. So you define those rules and then and then you follow them for the duration of the month. Um, I need to mention this in the description of the video, there is a link if you've not signed up for the challenge, because I will send out emails, um, some helpful tools, things like that to the people who have signed up. And I'm trying to think of where did I put the link? Give me a second. But it is already in the description of this video. I just forgot to put it in here. I'll drop that in the chat. Yes, I live in Mexico City, um, what I think is the greatest city in the world, but that's just my opinion. Sign up for the challenge. Okay, so I just dropped the link in the chat for those of you who have not signed up, because you want to make sure you get the emails and all that good stuff. But it is in the description of the video. Um, so, okay. So, what are some things you can do to set yourself up for success? I think you've probably this is the third day of 2025. I bet you everybody you have ever been bought a product for has probably already hit you up this year. Uh, so go through your email inbox and start unsubscribing to some of those stores that you often spend money at. For me, that means I gotta unsubscribe to the fabric store's web emails because she gets new stuff in and it can be very tempting. So that's one thing. Undo those undo. What do you call it? Unsubscribed. That's the word. Unsubscribe from those email lists, those sale notifications, all of that stuff. Unsubscribe from that. Um, I would go to the websites that you typically shop online. Have you saved your credit card for ease of purchase? I'm thinking particularly like Amazon, where all your credit card information is saved. Go in there and delete your credit card information. First of all, I've been telling y'all that's a security risk having your credit card information saved with those people, one. But two, if you want to make it harder for yourself to spend money, and if you know you got a weakness for Amazon, go ahead and delete your credit card number, because that means that if you happen to slip up and you get ready to start buying something, you will have an extra barrier in the way to you completing that purchase. And hopefully that's enough time for you to think about what you're doing and come to your senses and stop it. So all of those sites that you typically shop on that have your credit card saved in them, delete that. Make that one of the things on your to-do list today. Um, Something else that's gonna set you up for success is letting people know that you're doing a no spend challenge. That way people don't start making plans that involve spending lots of money or spending money you had not planned to. Um, they can be sensitive to the fact that, hey, you're doing this no spend. Now, if your friends know you're doing a no spend and they're like, girl, we going out for drinks. Don't worry, I got you. That's okay. You're not breaking any rules doing that. Um, Also, let people know you're doing the challenge so that they can help hold you accountable. It takes a village sometimes. If this is something you really want to be successful, we gotta pull out all the stops and employ all of our resources. The other thing I want you to do is think about, and this might come to you more as you are in the challenge. But if you can think about some of the things that sort of trigger spending, like many, many years ago, more than probably 15 years ago, when I really embraced minimalism, I stopped like going to Target when I got bored. Y'all know you go into Target, you start browsing those end caps just to see what they have. And what you're actually doing is you're using shopping as a form of entertainment. And that then puts you in a position for you to spend money that's not part of your plan. So think about, what do you do when you get bored? What are the things that, that kind of like tempt you? Again, this might become more clear throughout the challenge. And that's what I mean by participating in a challenge like this is so cool because it gets you to, because you're not spending money, particularly because in America, spending money is like a pastime, hobby. You start to realize what are the times that you feel like, oh, I should buy this. I need to go there. I need to do this thing, that sort of thing. All right. On the first of this month, I unsubscribed to all of my TV streaming services. I want to spend less money and less time watching TV. All right then. All right then. Um, just canceled Amazon Prime. Y'all, I've been seeing some videos on Instagram about how Amazon Prime been getting over on people. Like, you think I buy Amazon Prime, I get 2-day delivery. Turns out that if you're not in the right zip code, a zip code with people that look like this, they actually will tell you it's not available when it should be because it's part of your subscription. Um, and then that the prices that were being offered to people are not the same. So this one lady was she was comparing a price for a product. She told a friend she wanted a particular product. He sends her a link and she makes a comment about the price. And he's like, oh, no, that's not the price I'm seeing. They both have Amazon Prime. And so as she kept digging and she found out about like all of these little inequalities within the system, she dumped Amazon Prime. And I think more of us need to do that. My life has actually been a lot better since I got rid of Amazon. Okay, so what questions do we have? Do y'all have any questions about the challenge? Drop those in the chat. I want to make sure I answer them. I will tell you something I did the last time we did a no spin challenge, and I'm doing it this time. I keep a list of the things I don't buy. Like those things, that I get tempted, like I see an ad on Instagram, I forgot to unsubscribe from an email list, and so some things came up, and I was like, Normally, I would buy this. And so I started tracking how much money I did not spend. And needless to say, it was a very large number, particularly when it came to fabric. So, how do you keep each other accountable? Um, some folks would do like a Facebook group or something like that. Y'all, I don't have the bandwidth for that. I'm all about keeping my life simple and easy. But what you can do is I will post some things in the community part here on Facebook. You can do some there. I think also when you're posting on your social media, we've got a hashtag, uh, Picky Girl Nation. No, uh, I'm trying to think and talk and type, and it is not, you know, um, things like that. I think being public in the online spaces, because a lot of y'all that are here are also in Exodus Summit. You're in my Facebook group, Picky Girls Travel Solo, encouraging folks there. And then when there are posts here on YouTube or on my Instagram, um, engaging with each other there. Um, um, I think I had to, because I got more, I'm just, I am the picky girl, y'all. I am picky about everything. I'm picky about how I spend my money, how I spend my time, all of that. So do you have nice words to tell family members when they don't receive a gift anymore? Um, if they got questions like, okay, here's the thing. If somebody didn't buy me a gift, me asking about, "Hey, girl, why you ain't buy me no gift?" I think that says more about me than it does about the person who didn't give me a gift. But if they are genuinely interested in knowing why you no longer gift things anymore, um, be honest. I told people the truth. Like I'm not into consumer culture in that way. I buy people gifts when I find something I think they would really like, or it's something I really want them to have. I've said that once, and it's not been an issue ever since. Oh, Candace, Timu is evil. Evil in every kind of way you can imagine. Their products have dangerous chemicals on them. They don't treat the workers. I suspect some of what is being manufactured by them is done by people who are basically slaves. You can stop shopping at Timu and know that you're doing good by not shopping with them. Um, so yeah. Um, when you think about this is for I could go on a whole fast fashion rant, but something I want y'all to think about because Americans in particular, because our system needs us to consume things so that the system can perpetuate itself. They have uh, taught us to value cheap, to pursue cheap. Every day, think about how many times you hear or see somebody talking about, like, oh, I want this, but not too expensive, or oh, blah, blah, blah. It was so cheap. And here's the thing, you got to ask yourself, how is it possible for that thing to be that cheap? Somebody's paying the price somewhere. Particularly as somebody who makes their own clothes, I know what those inputs cost. And yeah, you can buy in volume. It's not going to discount things that much. Usually, the person who is getting screwed over is a woman and a woman of color. She is working for ridiculously low wages in dangerous conditions. And so, if I can buy something that was shipped all the way across the world from China for $3.99, what do you think the person who made that earned? if anything. So, cheap pursuing cheap and that sort of thing, that's just gonna make us that has us doing harm in ways we don't intend to. All right, I love this. Congratulations, Lydia is moving to a European country. I won't say which one in case she don't want y'all to know that. But I love this that you're going to be mindful and intentional about the way you spend. I think so. I think we can call that a low spend month. I think so. Okay. Any other questions? Oh, I love this. I need to create a list of things to do outside the home when it's raining or cold. Okay, that's something else y'all can do to prepare for your challenge. If you know you shop when you're bored, what are things you can do instead of that? What are those things you've been saying, "Oh, Imma do that, when I get some time off, when I have some spare time." Well, if you're not shopping, you're about to have a lot of spare time. If you can anticipate that situation of you being bored and wanting to shop, if you can anticipate it and already have a plan for something to do, it'll help you be that much more successful in avoiding that. Okay. All right. All right. Well, y'all, that is all that I have. If you have not signed up for the challenge, do that. There is a link in the description of this video for you to do that. Officially, we start on Sunday. Um, what else did I want to say? Um, make sure, like I said, do those things in order to prepare, unsubscribe to those emails, remove your credit cards from your favorite shopping sites, let people know that you are doing a no spend month, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye, guys.